Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pandi.
Yeah, thank you for joining our CC-APAC leader talk. Today we will talking about the change and adoption of CRM with the new wave of CX. And with me, Yvonne from Malaysia. Yeah.
Hello, hi everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Yvonne. Okay, thank you for joining us for our discussion today. And let me start with introduction of the Yvonne. I think it's the best for us to let Yvonne to introduce herself, including about the company and what she's doing. Please.
Okay, thank you, Pandi. Thanks for having me. Yeah. My name is Yvonne. I'm actually from MB Syndrome Berhad in Malaysia.
Today. Go ahead.
Sorry. So I'm actually from Malaysia. We are a CRM and CX company. We actually have been around in the industry close to 19 years. Yeah. And we have been doing more implementations between multiple sectors. And one of the key things that we always do in most of the implementations is we are very process and operation driven, even though we are technology companies, but we believe in ensuring that you get the right formula, the right way, and successful implementation is to look into the process side and the business side, not just from a technology angle. Yeah. So we are happy to be with you here today to share a little bit more in terms of our experiences in some of the implementation. Thank you, Pandi.
Okay, you're still mute.
Sorry, I mute the. Thank you. Yeah. So your company is NBIS, yeah. So you are explain about this is, and we are talking today about the CRM. So can you tell us what is about CRM?
Okay.
Especially CX as well.
Okay. Now, when we look at CRM, I believe, today most organizations, especially in contact center, when you implement and set up your contact center, typically you will have your contact center systems, and the other key components is basically CRM system, yeah. And where you use to register customer information, and you keep it in your repository. These are the customer that calls and the information about the customer, information about their inquiries. Yeah. So typically, if you look at a very old school approach to CRM is, this is what we do in contact center. Okay. So like Pa Andy, where we were chatting, we were talking, but CRM and CX, how does this comes about? How does we correlate all this together? And so one of the things that maybe I would love to also share, in terms of how we correlate this together, but before we go into this correlation, I think it's always best for us to, take one step back and see, what is CX to you and what is CX to me, because there is a lot has been talked about in the industry today, but when we just wanted to share my experience, because when we go into implementations at some of the customer sites, we notice, one of the key foundation in those implementation and framework is your key understanding on CX and your objective, because when we look at CX, typically we want to make sure that your objective, what is basically objective of you looking at your CX strategy in the first place? Because one of the things when we look at CX strategy, typically you want to make sure that you reduce churn, your customer stays with you, the customer buys more from you, right? So that is where there is, keep focusing, in recent years has been focused so much on CX because we want to use CX to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. And then one of the key things that we always see a lot in forums on in websites, people there are talks around, how we implement a CX strategies that, wow your customers.
Yeah.
Right. So like, Andy, you may have a different definition. Everybody has a different definition of that, right? So for me personally, when I go into this implementation with a lot of clients, I always want to take one step back because I love the factor of us doing a wow experience, but we look from a business and continuity basis. Are we able to sustain the wow factor? Right? Because today, today I walk to a bank, the officers help me and give me the service that I needed. And I'm very happy with the service. But on top of it, he may have taken a certain extra step to even check about Yvonne and say that, maybe Yvonne used to have this problem, but never been resolved. It's still there, but I may have forgotten. Then the officer offered me to even help me. And that is beyond my expectation. Once it's beyond my expectation, that becomes a wow factor, right? So I love that service. But the second time when I go to the same organization or the same bank, it back straight in my head, I say, this bank service superb, good. But the second time I go, I'm also expecting that superb, because my expectation is already set so high. So when we were doing implementation, a lot of customers were telling us, we want to do these strategies and we want these strategies to create this impact. Then I say, yes, I love that. But are you able to sustain?
I see. So it's very difficult to maintain the wow customer, because GX is talking about the wow customer.
Correct. So all the time I try, what we do is we sit down, we brainstorm with the customer, we take one step back. More important today, if you are a customer, even let's say, for example, you go to a place and you wow them. But if there is a restaurant that you go, wow, they serve you super delicious food and you love it so much, you go there, right? The second time or suddenly a new restaurant comes about, where's the loyalty? Even though you can wow customer at point A, restaurant A, they still go to restaurant B because it's new. So in a lot of time when we look at customer experience, right, we also have to look into behavior aspect.
I see.
Right? So because the behavior is such already. So why do we want to spend so much to wow? But why don't we ensure that our service is consistent? Okay. And we also ensure the customer effort, the effort of the customer to reach out to the organization to get the resolution is minimized as low as possible.
I see.
That become more sustainable and you can replicate.
I see. So is it become a challenge or this is become opportunity for contact center?
Become an opportunity.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Okay. I just like to throw this scenario. You think about this. So if I am I just pick bank because all of us are customers of any bank, right? I'm not going against the bank, sorry, just an example. So but if you see today, we use internet banking, right? So imagine I'm a customer, I use internet banking, I go and do my transaction. At certain point of time, sometimes you have problems with your transaction, right? When you have problems, system-wise got error code. Yvonne, this is the ID, this one is an error code inside her system. But from a customer point of view, when I have a problem, where do I go? I will call the contact center, right? When I call the contact center, typically is I will still listen, press 1, press 2, press 3, press 4, and probably my selection is all the way to press 5. I have to wait from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
I want us to take one step back and challenge ourselves to say that if Yvonne call, can I change the prompt of internet banking to be 1?
Yeah.
Why do I want to make Yvonne wait until 5?
Yes.
Right? But Andy, imagine if that's the case.
Yes,
right?
or it skipped to directly to the agent,
Correct. And I guess that is the reason why I say it becomes an opportunity. When we were looking and exploring at this, most of the time when we see a lot of CRM implementation, because the implementation of CRM is just basically who's the customer, I register the problem, yes, I close the case is closed. But that should not be the only factors that you're looking at. CRM is actually much more than that. Imagine today, I can fetch the data from the backend. I know when Yvonne key in this number, okay, I can identify Yvonne, and straight away, information about me failing my transaction, my error code, is kept in CRM. CRM work together with your call center. This is where digital transformation is to collaborate all your technology together. When we are able to link all together, then I can straight away give you the prompt. It's simple, right?
Yes. But in terms of the current condition, because I think most people not trying to call, but they're chatting, they're using mobile apps. So it's
the same thing. It's the same thing, right? Yeah.
So when you are chatting, actually you need to, if maybe you recognize some priority customer, you give them more expert people to handle that one.
Correct. Even chatting is also the same thing, and because what we are trying to do is to bring the information, empower your consultant. So if the consultant is actually aware that there is this, in the last 1 hour, I have this failed transaction and I call. Obviously, if the customer call you right after this, what are the chances of they calling for that problem that they have?
I see.
Right?
So the key here is about how we collect all the data about the customer. How about we identify the level of customer, what is the transaction interaction, and I think this is the power of CRM.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, the power of the CRM. Okay. So what I mean, I want to be elaborate about actually what do you think contact center need to do? In terms of that, is it talking about the technology or is it talking about what? What do you think?
I would say it is a combination. As much as me as a technology vendor would love to say it's all about the technology, but unfortunately, it is not all about the technology. Right? Because you know the point here that when we talk, and I shared earlier, CX is talking about behavior. If you want to even first look at the CX, one of the things is also culture. Organization culture. the behavior internally. How do we help to shape this culture so that happy employees equals to happy customers, right? If the employees is happy, I will take the extra mile. And when Pak Andy come in, when I'm in a good mood, I will serve you very well. I mean, this is human behavior, right?
Yeah.
So how do we change this? And then that is one aspect. The second aspect that we should be looking at is process. When we are doing for a lot of banks today of insurance and a lot of organization, I noticed one key thing. The process element is not, being really optimized, because a lot of time the process and the ownership is not being looked into, because in contact center today, if you see, contact center being the custodian to customer issues.
Yeah.
We own it up, but contact center should not be the only department that own up.
I see.
Right, but Andy, we cannot solve everything. We still need the back office, but if the back office are not collaborating and it's not part of the whole process, you don't see the visibility, you do not know what's happening, and the ownership don't change throughout the journey. Because when we look at customer journey, basically, obviously the ownership will have to transfer from each department throughout the journey, right? So it goes the same as well. We contact center is accountable, but it does not mean we are the sole owner of all customer issues.
I see.
And that is something that we need to look at.
Yeah. Do you want to say that the CRM, actually, we are not talking in the contact center. We are talking about every every unit in organization connected to the CRM. So collecting all the data interaction with the customer. Is it?
Yes, that is what I actually referring to, Pak Andy, because, we more and more today, we want to know about the customer. A quick glance, you go in, you see about customer. But CRM is not able to give you a quick glance and see the customer if your operation is silo. Right?
Yeah. You need to fix the silo of organization before implementing the CRM itself. Yeah.
Correct. Actually, in fact, we did a few implementation right now where we are doing, more enterprise-wide, because if for today, if you walk to a call center, you contact call center, either phone or you do a digital, you do chat, or you simply walk to a branch or you call the branch. All right, we should not call the branch, we walk to the branch. So regardless of all the touch points, we should be able to consolidate. So I can say, Pak Andy, I understand you came to our branch before and you're having this particular issue. The team is working on it. Rest assured, we shall be getting back to you. You also feel good suddenly, wow, she knows that I walk to the branch. Right?
So it's mean that contact center can take advantage of the CRM because CRM can collect all the information of the interaction of the customer, even though if they are doing interaction through web, through store or branches, everywhere. Yeah.
Every touch points. Because when we talk about CRM, we talk about customer, and customer touch points is everywhere in your organization.
I see.
As long as there is a touch points, you need to be able to consolidate so that you can map the journey. And if you are able to do that, one upper hand to the contact center is you're also reducing your average handling time. If you notice that. Now, imagine if I call the call center and you already know that I have problem with internet banking, the first selection is already there. And the agent is already know Yvonne is having problem with that. She is going to complain about that, right? So agents straight away can handle, okay, Yvonne, we understand, you're doing this. That average handling time of you trying to understand why am I calling you?
It's
already cut off.
Yeah.
So that is also good for the contact center.
Even though with the current condition, I saw that many organization has set up super apps. They are combined. They're talking with others like e-commerce connected to travel agency and all the things. Banking and payment gateway and so on. So all interconnected. So I mean that the CRM now is not only limited to organization but also combined with other third party. So
Yes.
what do you
We
think?
start to combine with third party because, like it or not, the interaction don't stop there within the organization.
Yes.
Right? And I think, Pak Andy, like it or not, business being business today, we are also looking at all possible means and ways for us to upsell and cross-sell.
I see.
Collaboration with the partners, So I may not want to give you full info, but I give you sufficient info that Yvonne is in need for this type of service. I think it's good enough, because you can then engage with me and then you can explore more. Because sometimes there are, these security concerns in terms of data and all those things, right? So there are still ways for you to maneuver within it, to give people sufficient info just to get one step ahead. That's it.
Does it also mean that actually organization don't need to fill in all the things because other vendor can be combined together? I mean that if you are a hotel, you don't need to be worried about the traveling, because other vendor can provide a car, can provide a flight, and so on. A payment gateway as well. So it's combined together all the data.
And that is actually a very good synergy if you look at it, because
synergy.
Like for example, Pak Andy, I don't do training. But if we do have a customers that requires training and you can do the certification, why do I want to invest to bring trainers in where you already have all your competent trainer and you're doing an excellent job, and I know that the result is going to be very good? I might as well say, Pak Andy, can you help me train my team? Can you help me train my customers? So there is basically a synergy that we do, in the whole, it is like we are trying to build the whole ecosystem for it.
Sure. So now CRM GX become ecosystem to combine together. Okay. My next question, actually, what do you think need to be considered when we implementing CRM or GX in company or organization? What do you think? We need to step by step, or what need to be considered?
I know I'm going against myself again, but
that's fine. Just to make sure, I mean, that our participant are saying, oh, this is what I need to consider, because some people may be thinking, I just buy the application and application can provide me all the things. Okay. What do you think?
I would like to share a recent project that I'm actually working on. Because initially the customer came, we onboard the customers. And when we start our project, we ask the customers a lot of business questions. Where do you want to go? First and foremost, what is your roadmap? And what is your process today? What are your challenges today? But when we were going into those areas, a lot of time we don't get the answers. Now, let me just tell you why, because if you already have a roadmap, and you are able to share with us the vendor, I mean, technology vendor per se, okay? Let's look at it this way. We know where you want to achieve, but that does not mean the current state, we must immediately achieve that. But at least when we were doing your design, we can cater for what you want to achieve. Because a lot of time I notice one thing. I find very sayang, very wasted, you kind of like, you have to invest. Then after a
Yeah.
while, then you say, I want to do this, but this one cannot. I have to bring another one. Then I have to do integration. There is also another cost to you, right?
Yeah.
But then sometimes you may have to throw away the whole system and reinvent again.
Yeah.
So I find, and that is something which I love to see the change, because if you are able to really know what you want, I know it takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
and brainstorming internally and so, but if you are not sure or what, it's okay to sit down and explore, and see what's new, where you want to ultimately reach, draw that line, draw that objective, and roadmap, and then share that with your vendor.
Yeah.
Because if we are able to understand, then we are able to draw and give you a foundation that can reach that. It's just like a building. If you're building one floor and you're building 10 floors, your foundation is different. And that is something I think personally, Pak Andy, is very important, because even when that is the reason why when I was doing that particular project, halfway during the project we stopped. We went back to the management and we told them, first, I don't see this part. Second thing is your process is not optimized yet. If I were to go in and just do this implementation according to the process that you give me today, I am not able to give you added value. I'm not able to do automation for you. I'm not able to optimize for you. So it was very good that the customer then start to also work with us very closely, and we get in the consultant to help them to sort out this part first. So my project, technical project, I put on hold. Because correct, I can't do. I mean, I find that it will be a waste for me to do that. And eventually you don't get the result or what you're expecting to, And I think that is very important to even first look into it and start that portion first.
Yeah. Okay, agree about that. I mean, that this is very important that consultant need to be in place to evaluate the business before we implementing something CRM. Yeah, because if they are thinking only collecting data, and then there will be no value about that because they cannot use the data they collected in the CRM, their CRM. Even though sometimes I saw that some company implement CRM, very good at CRM. I mean that even very expensive CRM, but at the end no value, just entry data. That's no. So okay. So you mentioned that implementation CRM need to be at the first. We need to understand the business. So what next after they understand the business?
When you are able to draw your roadmap,
yes,
right?
roadmap.
Then also look into your journey, customer journey.
Customer journey, okay.
Yes, because once you already have your journey draw out in the whole journey mapping, I see a lot of journey mapping being mapped throughout the years. But I always find one gap, which is in the journey map itself. At every stage of the journey map, what is the customer needs? What is the experience that you're trying to create? Then when you are able to see the needs and the experience, technology can easily help you to enable that.
I see.
But we have to take at each stages as well.
I see. When you say the customer journey, do you say that if they want to interact with one company, what kind of activity they do first? Maybe they go to branches, or they go to the directly contact center, or go to the e-commerce shopping. This is what you are talking about?
Okay, what I'm talking about is for example, a typical customer journey will be, from a point of creating awareness to the market,
Yeah.
right? To the point where customers start to see, engage with you, explore,
Yeah.
and then sales, prospecting, onboarding, and onboarding the customer. So you have that typical stages, right?
I see.
So
Yeah.
let's say, for example, we just take one particular stage, which is just the awareness stage, because in just the awareness stage itself, we look into, first and foremost, where is your target market?
Yeah.
Right? Because that target market will tell me what platform, digital platform I should be using.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, once I know my target market, I will need to then see what are the needs for this target market.
Okay.
So that my content meets that need, right? And my information or typically when we do marketings or we do blasting, and so we have the headline to catch people's eyes, and those are basically tying to your needs.
Yeah.
You're trying to hit the needs, right? So that needs has to be established. You can use the system to reach out to the customer based on their needs. So you have that needs already. Once you already have the customer needs, right? And you also want to look into the experience that you want to do.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, you do a blast.
Yeah.
Eventually you receive, and if it is so appealing to me, I want to make it so minimum effort for me. Even to just click one button, somebody will call me already, very fast. So you see that journey is very much planning, understanding segment, understanding needs, bring in the system, bring in your content, bring everything in, and then align one small component. You have so many key things, and CRM, like for example, in CRM, it don't just touches that, we look at marketing, we do an email blast, right? But what if I do a blast to maybe, Pak Andi, I send you an email first, suddenly you call the bank. Can I straight away take, Pandi, we are looking at remortgage. I think you're very good. We can look at remortgage. I will sell you credit card.
Yeah.
I will sell you remortgage, or something like that, because of the segment and the target that you're in, So I guess that is where I'm trying to, look into the journey side. Once you have what you want, and then your journey, is the next thing that we should be looking at.
I see. Yeah, it's happened to me just a few days ago. Yeah, I call one bank. It's a very famous bank. Yeah, I don't need to mention multinational company from US. Yeah, credit card company. So I call them. When I call their contact center, so many menu. Press this one. Press. It's getting crazy about that. And at the end, they say, please enter your UTP number, So I ask, collect it to a TP, and then after that, of course, there is no more question about who I am, because I already entered the UTP, OTP, about that. But when I ask something, they say that, okay, I will transfer you to the unit that need to be solve your problem. Yeah. Okay. They try to transfer me, and immediately after they transfer, no one there answered the phone, and the agent get back to me. She said that, I'm sorry, sir, no one over there. So would you like to be called back? Okay, I said it. Okay, call me back. So I end the call, and until now, no one from that bank called me. So this is very bad customer journey about that. I think I know this bank. 10 years ago, I used very good bank, in terms of the credit card. But now I think I mean that the customer journey become very very difficult for us, yeah, to connect it, yeah. So, okay, I think I will open question first from the participant. Is it okay?
Okay, sure, sure.
Okay. Please, if you have any question, go ahead. Bu Yusnita, okay, thank you for joining us. Pak Arif, Pak Sudibyo, Pak Sony, thank you. Bu Edma, thank you for joining us. It seems that no one want to ask question. Let me continue with my question here. Yeah. Okay, we already talking about what need to be considered when implementing. Yeah, you already answered. And how about the workforce agent, team leader? What need to be prepared in
Change of
implementation of the
culture.
change of culture?
Culture. Yeah.
Culture, yeah.
Yes.
Mindset of them, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, service mindset. Okay.
Service mindset, happy customer, happy employee equals to happy customers, you know. So, Pak Andi, I just wanted to share one, recently we did one project for
Yeah.
clients in a bank,
Yeah.
where what we were trying to do is to, because, a lot are still on hybrid and some of their IT teams work from home and all those things,
Yeah.
that kind of culture, being distanced away. And so the bank was trying to also find a way to, get everybody together. And so, so we did gamification. Okay. We also do gamification in CRM as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we were doing gamification, one of the things that we were trying to achieve there is to create internal brand ambassador.
I see.
And this one we tap very, very heavy on behavior because Pak Andi, if you've been working with that company for so long, but you don't tell your friends and family about that your company credit card, for example, or loan, because you're not excited, you don't have no reason to talk.
I see.
So what we are trying to do with the gamification is to help to change this behavior, giving people info, giving people reasons for you to go and tell your friends and family, wow, I recently find out, I didn't realize that credit card that my company is offer is actually very good, because they have this, and this. So if you get people excited, people will talk. When people feel good, people will talk, right?
Yeah.
So we give them that reason. We push that reasons to them. And then they go out and share, with their friends and family. So then if I share within my friends and family, that is word of mouth marketing.
I see.
Right? You know me, you trust me, right? So if you already trust me, my sales journey in terms of that trust, I already get 60% done. The other 40% is for the salesperson to do.
Yeah. But sometimes we company also quite difficult to understand what really employee need, make them happy.
Yeah, employee needs. You are right. Sometimes we have to go through that discovery stage.
Yes.
To know what is their needs, what do they want. But there is two sides of the coins. One is when we do this, we take the opportunity to learn what they want. At the same time, we also sugarcoat the whole thing by pushing brand ambassador programs across, but very subtly. Because you're in game mode, is it? So when you're in game mode, you do things very subtle and it's not a hard push kind of thing. People feel good, people start to engage, people start to give feedbacks, and so because even in gamification, when we do, it's like when you want to do lead generation, you don't just do one game purely lead. You have to sugarcoat it.
Okay.
so that the gamer don't feel so heavy, like, I'm not a salesperson, I don't know how to do sales, don't
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
me
yeah.
for lead.
I see.
Typically that's how people say, right? If I'm not a
Yeah.
salesperson, that's the reason why I'm in IT. I'm in the back office. But
Okay.
you want to tell them that you can help me. You can help me. You can just share from your understanding. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
And that is good enough for you to create the next step. And that
I-
is where we use to change behavior.
Okay. So gamification help to change the
Yes.
culture of some company. Yeah.
Yes, we use that to change behavior and culture, to embark the
Yeah.
culture. Because,
Normally, when you are
sorry?
doing gamification, what do you give to employee? Is it money, financial, or is it another things?
Okay, it depends on the type of gamification project that you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, so if your gamification project is very sales driven,
Yeah.
right? Yes, we will, but it's for internal.
Yeah.
We do have a mix. Okay,
Okay.
a little bit on the monetary, but if you want to do culture and behavior changes,
Yeah.
don't go on monetary route,
I see.
because that will not change, because that becomes monetary motivated,
I see.
because no money, no talk already next time. Right? So what we did is, in some times where we tell the customers, to look into what are the things that the employees would love to have,
Yeah.
but not easily get on, not like money can buy type of thing. So I did one for one bank, I find this very interesting. They have this training where all employees of the bank have to attend, but their slots for that training is very limited, very scarce, And then if you don't attend that training, your performance appraisal apparently is affected in certain ways one.
I see.
So it becomes like it's a must get. So whenever they open the slot only, right, within like 1 hour, the slot are all full. So what we do is we bring this into the gamification
I see.
as the reward. Straight away, you got automatically the slot already. That does not cost you money because it's already part of whatever you need to do.
I see.
You
So
know?
when you give them a training, it's mean that you increase also their capability, and then they become more happy because they're more capable to do their job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because in gamification, what we try to do is we are not just looking for high achievers. People that are very good in performing, they are already there lah. Yeah, but that is always the 10-20%, right? So where we want to target is the 80%. How the mid performance, we help them and give them the confidence that they can also do more.
Okay. Thank you, Yapan. Next thing I want to ask, how we make sure that our GX or CRM implementation has been successful?
I will have to say, main thing, if you fail to plan, you are failing your project. So you have to plan. If you are able to plan, you know your roadmap, you know, you are on the right path to success.
But in this current condition, changes very fast. Technology changes very fast. And customer demand, customer expectation changing very fast. When you survey customer, they're asking this one, but next month changing. So what do you think? Can you share us what is the successful implementation of CRM checks?
Customer changes very fast, but it is the behavior that change, but the needs is still there.
I see.
Because when we do planning, we don't plan we are not saying that when we do the planning, we also do the tactical part of, which channel to implement. Like for example, today, more and more are moving into digital.
Yeah.
right? Digital channels. So, but in our plan, we already say that we want to do this, but which channel, we don't have to go into that, you know. But as long as there is an ultimate goal to say that this is how we want to do, what
Yeah.
do we want to get, then we can then change as customer changes. We keep on changing this to meet this, you know. So your goal is already there. But if you like it, I mean, if I look at it in another way, most of the time when we do the implementation, the strategic part is always going to be there, because your strategic part should be addressing business direction and needs. And of course, that cannot be, we don't do that 10 years, 5 years kind of thing. It's very short thing, but it has to have some basis for you to start with.
I see. So, and any other indicator that we can measure the success? I mean that the plan is there, successful, yeah. But that, what do you think indicator that we can use that our CRM and CX program is already success? Is it
Customer effort
sentiment?
scoring? No,
Yeah, customer
CES.
sentiment. CX, yeah, okay.
We right now you know, do a lot more, because you see when my first sharing earlier, you know, we talk about, you know, customer effort, right?
Yeah.
How much effort that the customer needs to reach you.
I
So
see.
I guess it's very good to also start measure customer effort scoring.
Okay.
Okay, because we look at customer effort scoring, you can also look at your NPS and CSAT, but it cannot be looked into it as one by itself, you know. And if you look at customer effort scoring, you should also look at customer effort scoring by channels.
I see.
You know, so which are the high traffic channels, you
Yeah.
know, and what are the customer scoring in those particular ones, so that we can then go in and you know, improve that. If let's say the effort scoring is not so good, you know,
Yeah.
that means maybe we overlook certain aspect, right?
Yeah.
So go in, fine tune, you know, because we will never be able to get 100% perfect from day one, you know. But as long as like Pak Andy say, we measure, then we go back, we look at it, and then we look at what's the next step to improve further. And then I think that is very important.
Maybe this is question too detailed, but I want to ask, what is the best thing to measure customer effort? What do you think? I mean, just share us. Based on your experience, what is the best way to measure the customer effort?
Okay, the best way to measure customer effort, you know, there are multiple ways of doing it, okay? But I guess, you know, first and foremost, we also need to look at, when we do customer efforts scoring, we see which channels.
Okay.
Okay, depending on the channels, we will measure the effort scoring. But you know, I know some organization, what they do is they do you know, kind of like mystery shopper, you know, where they get external to go in to assess from a customer point of view, as if that you are a customer. You go through it, and then you first understand and see how much effort you take, you know, and you rate it accordingly. And then and also areas of improvement. But before you do that, you can also start internally as well, because every time when we look at customer experience, first and foremost, be the customer first.
I see.
Because if you are the customer and you go through and you also don't like it, then we don't have to go into the customer anymore. Right?
Okay,
so I guess that is you know, one way for you to first quick look at it.
Mystery shopper, yeah. Okay, and then implementing CRM and CX, what do you think the benefit to contribution to the business? Is it well, how they contribute to the business? Because when we have good relationship. Is it about talking about the customer loyalty increase or something else?
A lot of time, people look at customer experience. They want to see how, if I are able to increase the experience,
Yeah.
and customers are happy, they become more loyal.
I see, loyalty.
But
Yeah.
the other hand of it,
Okay.
it may not be the case,
Okay.
right? Because that's what we say, if you spend so much time and effort creating a wow factor, the customer can leave you as well,
Yeah.
right? So customer leave you, not if customer reach out to you,
Yeah.
okay, when the customer wants to reach out to you, that means you're not doing good work already.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I have to call your call center, obviously there's some problem. Inquiries put aside, because I need more, right? But if I need to call the call center, obviously that is some problem already. If there is a problem, can you eliminate this problem? If you can eliminate this problem, you can have the customer on more on a long term. Because if I'm a customer and I find that, hey, I've been dealing with this bank for so many years, or this hotel has been serving me, I'm very happy with them, So far, they don't give me any issues, one. You tend to go back, right?
But this is some cases. Contact center most of the time handling low end value customer. I mean that in majority contact center handling low value customer, not high value customer.
But low value customer also has the opportunity for you to increase the value.
Yes, sure. Sure.
But I guess what the CRM can help you is, if you are able to understand the customer behavior, do targeted campaigns for that.
Yeah.
Flash that to your agent, because when you call me, Pak Andy, for example, I only have very short few second window to try to sell something to you, right? Because you will want to hang up the phone very fast.
Yes.
So if that is that few second, how about me telling you the few things that you want to hear, things that you surely will take? Don't say just about call. Look into, total organization perspective, if you notice, when I talk about CRM, it's always holistic, because it cannot be happening silo. So if you talk about digital platform, even in internet banking, imagine if you go into any bank internet banking, there are spaces for ads.
Yeah.
Can you flash the ads, chances of product that I want to take?
Yeah.
If you see today, you go internet banking, you log in. When you log in, you already know me. You know me, you know my age, you know my behavior. So get a product that is close, chances of me will take. Don't waste the space, don't waste the interaction and the time you have with customers by sharing the wrong product.
I see. I got your point. So we need to sell more to the customer. Yeah. I mean that it means that cross-selling, upselling is the key. Yeah. So we cannot be waiting only customer buying one, but they need to be more than that one. Yeah. As long as we understand what they need, what is their expectation, so we can sell something to them.
Yeah.
So
getting close to your heart.
Yeah, but CRM is only it's not only for the, let's say, it's not only for the selling, but how about the in government, public services? What do you think? How to wow the citizen?
When we as a citizen, when we actually call, most of the time, we also have a needs one.
I see.
Right? But what is the needs? As long as you can address my need, I'm actually very happy. Actually, I don't know, 80% of people are very simple one, I think, Pak Andy, you are also the same, sometimes you have one issue, right? You just want to have the answer, And then I'm fine. You know, if you tell me to go into internet banking and do this, fine. Tell me where. I will just go and do. You know,
Yeah.
because customers are very simple. We don't try to overcomplicate it, but go straight to the point and help them and give them what they need. So if you see today, the adoption rate of digital adoption rate is already so high.
Yeah.
Should we look into chatbot? You know, should chatbot be the thing? Should we try to leave, put a lot of all these links? Let's say, for example, right now, COVID, and then there are some government funds to help, for example, right? So do I really need to talk to an agent? Right? Can you just give me a link, you know, or maybe put on the website, do on the chatbot, you know? Only let me talk to customer if I really need to. Because 90%, I don't know for you, but for me, if I can reach you through WhatsApp or any digital media, that's the first I will do. I won't even call.
Yeah, but sometimes chatbot right now is very boring. Yeah, I mean that cannot answer the question. I try many chatbot in Indonesia, but so far none of them can satisfy what I expected. Yeah, majority talking to agent, even though chatting with them is not an option.
It's not helping much, right?
Yeah, it's not helping actually. I don't know. I don't know what is in Malaysia.
I have to agree with you, Pak Andy, because you know, I also notice, you know, and being very frank, you know, I've been looking at a lot of chatbot. I used to find one that I really like, and I think that one will really works, you know.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I know that there was a buy over in terms of that technology, and so and I kind of lost sight who's the vendor that is doing it right now. But that one was good and close to what I will say the best to fit, you know, because it actually give me a percentage of accuracy to the database that I have.
Okay.
You know, so if you type something at the back of it, it calculates the accuracy, but that is not just it. When they calculate the accuracy, immediately, if they cannot answer, they don't transfer to live agent, you know. They actually prompt and back-end agent to immediately train the bot and then get the bot to service you further. And I think that should be the way. We have to continuously train the bot, because I think a lot of people think that when I go into chatbot, I don't have to do training. I have reduced resources a lot, but you have to think you also need to train the bot.
I see. Which
so
company?
You need to move.
You want to?
I can't disclose because you know, first and foremost, I was
chat to me later on.
No, I can't disclose because they have this merger going on. And unfortunately, I don't know, they haven't stabilized that. So
I see.
So I'm also waiting, you know, because I like that, and I frankly I know a lot of people are not moving into that because it becomes quite, that type of technology becomes quite expensive, you know, for investment. But that one I saw was quite good, you know, but unfortunately they kind of like have to settle that thing between themselves first before we all can talk to. But I would really love that, you know, because the rest of the chatbot, like what Pak Andy you mentioned, you know, it's not really serving the needs.
Okay, yeah.
Right? You know, you cannot, 50% of the question you cannot answer one. And a lot of time I notice one thing is whatever you have from their website, they bring into the bot.
That's correct.
Right, no, I can go and do the website and search.
Yeah. Yes. Self-service,
I think, Pak Andy, maybe we should, you know, maybe you can do one more session to find a chatbot expert to look at that.
I invite many chatbot expert to talk, but I mean that it's not as planning, not easy.
It's not as Yeah,
No.
because first and foremost, I think, if you look at, because we are also helping a client to look into that,
Okay.
so I still go back, to me, I go back very heavy on customer needs.
Okay.
Because if I know my customer needs is within that, so at least my chatbot must be able to handle that. Right or not? If your concerns are always around there, shouldn't the chatbot be trained to do that?
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Yvonne. Before we we move forward, can we ask question to participant? Do you have any question? Please go ahead. You can have a chat or just speak directly, or raise your hand if you want. We already discussed a lot of things today.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so because no other question, I think can I ask another tips here? What do you think? Can you give a tips to leader in terms of developing? I know you already talking about this business plan is very important. Culture for human resources need to be developed. We can go to gamification, a lot of things that you explained already. But can you give us a tips? Yeah, what need leader consider in implementing CRM and CX? First one.
First one is readiness of your people.
Readiness. Okay, readiness of people. Yeah. So
Readiness of
we need to. This is a company wide or contact center?
For contact center per se, because actually I noticed one thing. A lot of time the CX is driven by it. Either the company have a CX specific team.
Unit. Yeah.
If not, it always falls in contact center.
I see. Okay.
Right. I'm not sure. Maybe the audience can or the team can tell me.
Yeah.
Do you also have to look at it?
Yeah. If I become consultant for one company, I always advise them use your contact center, become the CX.
Yes, because contact center team are more service oriented.
Yes, service oriented, people oriented as well.
Correct. It is already geared there. And for us to just move them into the right mindset, just tweaking the mindset bit and here, then you get that first the best fit to start your CX strategies. Because when they are able to do that, then they can put the mindset to say, if I'm the customer, what do I feel? If I'm the customer, what do I do? All your planning, everything can come. But if you don't have the right people, and that is the a bit tough to achieve that.
Okay.
So I would say, coaching your team in the direction, in changing their mindset, coaching them is actually very important, and that is easier once you are able to establish that team. Then the rest will come in quite easily.
Second tips.
So second tip is don't take whatever the vendor say.
I like vendors. you are a technology vendor.
Yes, but Andy, like it or not, right?
Okay.
I've seen a lot of customers that do CRM fail, and then when they come to me, right, when I tell them certain things, they say, why you tell me different? I say, yes, but that is what you're supposed to be looking at,
Yeah.
I know sometimes it's not pleasant to hear, but when you do this, be open, because a lot of technology people, they come from when CRM and CX implementation cannot come from technology angle.
I see.
You will fail, because I can tell you, you have this piece of technology, you say you want to do this, but is is that technology applying to the right audience?
Yeah.
The business do require or not, operation require or not,
Yeah.
you know? So when you speak to the vendor, check that vendor out, whether do they understand CX or CRM in the first place. If they don't understand process, they don't understand strategy, then, and they keep telling you, oh, I technology, I can do this one, I can do that one. Sorry to say, technology is enablement.
Yeah.
Today I can do, but Andy, you can also bring a programmer in to also do,
Okay.
right? But how do you make sure all this technology is right in place to get you to where you want?
Yeah.
That is more important. And that is the right vendor you should be looking at.
I see. Okay. The third tips you
The
have.
third tips are
Yeah.
always continue, learn and improve.
I see. Yeah. Continuous learning. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay. I think because no more question. Do you think you have something that you need to add something? We can go to okay.
I think, you know, I would like to add in a way, you know, because when you today do anything between CRM and CX, always keep in mind behavior and needs.
I see.
Okay, always keep in mind behavior and needs, and a lot of time, you know, try to consolidate and don't do too many processes, because we've seen when we were doing projects for enterprise-wide, we started from contact center. A lot of time, all these initiatives starts from contact center. Yeah. When we start with contact center and we go into enterprise-wide, we notice the processes is changing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a simple, you know, even a same process of handling customer complaint.
Yeah.
In contact center, handling customer complaint and in handling customer complaint in branch is different. But why? Why it has to be different?
Yeah.
You know, it should be the same. You know, because it's just a different interaction point.
Yeah.
You know, but I noticed it started to change.
Yeah.
You know, and that is something that we should look at. But and when we look at process, we also need to questions the process.
Okay.
You know, why do we do this? Can we do better?
Yeah, but sometimes organization don't want to listen to contact center because contact center that do not make them something.
Because you're not a revenue center, right?
Yes,
not a profit center, right?
Yeah. You got my point. I mean that they don't want to listen to contact center because no money from that one. They just a cost center. They're asking money, always asking money. I need this money. I need this money. They cannot. So where is the money? Yeah.
Because contact center has always been seen as a cost center rather than a profit center, you know. So hence, like it or not, our voice are not, even we speak up, it's not loud enough to be heard, you know. But if it is more of a stakeholder engagements that you have to continuously do, but do with facts and data.
Okay.
That's correct. Bring with facts and data, because without facts, without data, you can't win. You know, so that when we were doing it for some of the clients, we noticed when we start to put the process in place, you mine this data, you see the performance, you start to be able to see. For whatever reasons, right? This department always cooperate with call center a lot. All their complaint issue in that very nice one, but this department don't. You know. I mean, it's kind of like peer pressure, you know, you're trying to do also, wow, I need cooperate with me very, very well, you know. Then you see, all our customer complaint in Pak Andi areas very nice. On dot, you know, but the other one is not there. So when these are the data and the data goes up to the management.
You know,
so it speaks by itself.
we need to transform the culture in contact center, culture services into other organization as well.
Yes.
Okay, Yvonne, I think can we become the end of this session? Do you have a closing statement, summary, something you want to say? Are you happy today with our discussion? Or I give you a very challenging question, yeah.
I'm actually very happy with, the questions, and all those questions are very strategic and very good,
Okay.
because it actually get a lot of people thinking, and I hope, we manage to help the audience to start to think about it, because what I'm just trying to do is to share from the experience that we have, what are the areas that we always see, but I like it or not, I think one of the key things that I would really want to reach out to the audience is, if you are doing CRM and CX is not just about technology. And I see this, I have to say that repeatedly, because the problem is, even us as a technology vendor, when we come in and we don't have a direction from you, we can't do, we cannot deliver, and if you want us, the vendor, to deliver, give us, it may not be a concrete direction. You can say roughly, Yvonne, I'm trying to do this way. Okay, it's fine, but at least you tell us roughly where you want, how you want, then we work together. The working together is very important, but to give us an idea roughly where you want to achieve is also very important. I know this, I've seen this in a lot of our customers, that they spend on the CRM, then after that they are not getting what they want, then they have to go and buy another one, so the subsequent position, they are very skeptical, they are very worried, they worry that their investment goes to waste, which I also understand, so I guess that is one. And then the second thing is, when you go into a CRM project, do not rush during user requirement stage. Because that is the key exploration stage. If the vendor fails to understand you, then you are actually failing the project already. Okay. And that is one of the key things.
Okay. Thank you, Yvonne. Very good statement. That we are discussing a lot of things today.
A lot of vendors will not like me or Pak Andy.
yeah, but I saw your website. It's a very nice website. Very beautiful pictures. And you sell a lot of solution.
Yes.
Yeah. Which one more sellable in Malaysia? Or you sell across another countries?
Yes, we do. Right now, we obviously Malaysia is one. We do have partners in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Cambodia, in Brunei. I'm yet to maybe try to go into having some coverage in Indonesia as well. We are trying to explore that at the same time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all participants to participate for this question, because no question. Hopefully,
either we go too deep in.
Yeah.
And too confusing.
Okay. If you need to reach Yvonne, please go to the website nbiz.com, or you want to share your email address for them into chat?
You can check out the Oleg website. Oleg is actually the product. Okay. It has its website, and it has more content in terms of the content that you can read on more. And my email is also post in the chat as well. Okay. So you can always reach me. You can always reach Andy. We're happy to see how we can, share more with you.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for joining our leader talk for Asia Pacific, and stay healthy and safe.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take
Hopefully
care.
next time we
Bye-bye.
can see you in face-to-face in Jakarta or Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, we shall do
Okay.
that, right? Okay, take care.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, teman-teman semua. Kita foto kalau mau, nggak ada. Oke, iya, terima kasih banyak. Oh, masih ada satu Mas Ahmad Fauzan. Oke, teman-teman, gimana rekamannya? Saya stop dulu.